alive. Welcome to Love Gone Funny. Woo! Give me some emojis, guys. Give me something. Give me some love. I know, begging for love. That's the story of my life. So, welcome to Love Gone Funny. This is the female point of view on love and relationships without the roses and romance. No fairy tales here. It's just the savage, raw truth, big laughs, and comedy straight from the heart. If you've ever dated, dumped, or have been ghosted, you're in the right place. So let's laugh through the chaos. This is Love Gone Funny. Woo! Yay!
Woo! Yay!
Yeah. I am your host, Grace Fraga, and I'm also the producer of the show. So you guys, I am so mad about getting older. Anybody else mad about getting older?
Not thrilled.
Yeah, right. It kind of sucks, guys. Yeah. Thank you for the thumbs up. I am an actress, and the roles keep changing for me as I get older. Like, I used to get cast for like talkative nail lady or like psychopath head nurse a lot. The other day, my agent sent me for the role of drunk homeless Uncle Joe.
Oh.
I know. And you know what the worst thing about it was? Is I got the part. Hi. So I broke up with an older guy. He was in his 70s. And, we were engaged to be married. So I was heartbroken when we broke up because I really thought we were going to be together for the rest of his life. And people were like, why are you dating a guy in his 70s? And I was like, well, because he's so romantic, he's just, I used to call him my knight in shining depends. So there's a lot, let me tell you, if you ever choose to date an older person, there's a lot of things that you don't know that are going to happen. Like, for example, everything in his house was old, okay? The furniture was old. The bed was old. You have no idea how frustrating it is to be making love, and all you can hear is squeaky creak, squeaky creak, squeaky creak, squeaky creak. Oh, and the bed made noises too. So if you have a significant other, I don't know if you guys are affectionate with each other. I know we were very affectionate with each other, even in public. We had no shame, lots of PDA. And I remember this one time we were out and I spanked him in public. I got arrested for elder abuse. And that was not the worst part, okay? The worst part was my friends, they called me a gold digger. I was like, I know. I was like, no. I am not with him for the money, okay? I am with him for the free prescription drugs. And then he cheated on me. Can you believe that? With an older lady. What? I was like, oh my God. If I wanted him back, how can I compete with someone who can take her teeth out? So my mom is Latina, and any Latinos here? No, I'm probably the only one, right? Yeah, don't call ICE. I'm legal. Really. Yeah, RFK, if you're listening, I am legal. I am a citizen. Thank you. So my mom is Latina, and she always used to give us like inspirational sayings, right? And I remember growing up, she would be like, Graciela, you can climb every mountain, but first you gotta lose that big ass. And then she would be like, Graciela, you can be anything you want to be, mi amor, a rocket scientist or a hooker. But we know you're gonna be at home, my little puta. That was in Spanish. I can do that. Puta part. So, and then she would give me like advice in for dating, right? Like all the time. She was always worried. She wanted me to find someone. She would be like, but Graciela, be careful. If a man hits on you on a date, throw iced water on his crotch. Most people carry a purse on a date. I carry a cooler. Absolutely traumatized. So I'm very single. Any single people in the house by applause or raise your hand? Yes, awesome. You can give me the applause emoji if you want. See? Oh, good, good. We have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there, 3. Okay, 3 that's clapping twice. Very happy to be single. Good for you. So I don't know if you guys are on dating apps, but I am on dating apps, and oh my God, they are torturous. Okay, these are some of the first DMs that I get. First DMs on that app are like, "Hey, I like your boobs." Or like, "Hey, I want to bend you over and spank you." Or like, "Hey, I want to split you in half with my gigantic manhood." I have a problem with that. I do. My problem is, how do I know they're really sincere? The other day I was at a bar because as comics we do bars, right? And this guy approached me. He was cute, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you come over to my place and I'll show you what I learned in prison?" I was like, no. Why don't you come over to my place and I'll show you what I learned in the psych ward? So now we're engaged. So I forget guys' names because I date a lot. And so what I do is I don't know if you guys do this, you relate the person to like something familiar. And I love movies, so I relate it to movies, right? Like, for example, the guy that left marks on my tub, I called him Lord of the Rings. The guy who lied about how big he was, Ed Shorty. And the guy who forgot to tell me how big he was, the Hurt Locker. So we are all familiar with the Me Too movement, right? And it really opened my eyes. All the lewd comments, the suggestive gestures, the sleazy looks. I really miss them. So I went to a spiritual guru because I'm always trying to be more spiritual, and he told me, he said, listen, everything you turn it into a positive. The most negative thing, you turn it into a positive. So for example, the other day somebody came up to me and they were like, "You know what? You're a piece of poop." Oh shit. I was like, "Oh, well, thank you. You mean I'm part of the whole." Then somebody else came up and they were like, "Go F yourself." I was like, "Oh my God, you totally know me. I do practice self-love." But anyway, all right, you guys. We have such an incredible lineup today. I just can't. It's too much. It's amazing. So I'm going to bring up the first comedian. She has performed from clubs and colleges here in the U.S. to entertaining the troops in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Eastern Europe. Jennie McNulty is also a comedian for the LGBTQ plus Olivia and Atlantis travel companies. Please welcome to the stage the fabulous and funny Jennie McNulty.
Yeah.
Yay.
You need to turn your video on, Jennie. There you are. Yay.
Ooh, somebody's fisting me already. Fantastic. This reminds me of the COVID shows, and I got to tell you, here's something from COVID I really, really miss. And I know people hated it, but wearing masks, I loved it because you can talk so much shit about people as long as your eyes keep smiling. It's wonderful. I love it. And now we can't. I really do miss that. But it is, I don't know if you know this or not. I always like to give, I'm a giver. I'm going to give you guys some information. It is National Turtle Day. So I am wearing my hat from it's probably backwards, but it's the Bonaire Sea Turtle Rescue. You go and you get, like, you buy the hat and they have a little number there so you can follow your little sea turtle as it goes all over the world. Theoretically, it's probably all bullshit, but it is covering up the gray roots. And that is what's important. That, and in case you can tell, I went to a skin doctor the other day and I got a little zap there, a little precancerous zap there, a little cosmetic zap there. So I really miss the masks for that too. I'm kind of hideous going on here right now, but it's all right. It's all right. It's only going to be on the internet forever. But you know what? I just want to say cheers. This is a little bit of vodka. And that's also, by the way, why they put the Irish gal up first, because they knew I'd be shit-faced by the end of the show. Smart move, Grace. Smart move. So here is my vodka. And then I like to work on my hangover as I'm getting it. So I flavor my vodka with just a little bit of emergency. And then it's all tasty and fun. So cheers, everyone. I'm really proud to say that I'm sober. And well, I'm California sober, as it turns out. See, I don't know if you know this again, but the California sober is when you smoke pot and drink, but you don't do the harder drugs. It's kind of like Alabama educated. And speaking of ill-informed, backward red states that are going to drain the fuck out of our economy when the climate change that they so vehemently deny actually happens, in Arkansas, a while ago, when Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the worst Nepo baby ever, was governor, I think she's still, who knows what the hell she's doing, but they're trying to get a law passed in Arkansas that librarians who check out books that are LGBTQ or race related or any kind of, if they check out a book in a library, not even a school, just a plain library, if they check out a book to someone under 18 that has those topics in it, they can go to jail for a year.
Wow.
A year in jail. That for librarians, my God, that shocked me. Arkansas has libraries. But that would be kind of funny, though, you know, like librarians in jail. It sounds like a porn movie, doesn't it? Librarians in jail. Speaking of LGBT, what we're going to be doing now is normally we each do like 15 minutes and we turn it over. But starting right now, we're each going to do 2 minutes and just keep rotating the 2 minutes because we're fairly certain with 5 women, DEI is going to step in and close this fucking show down. So we're going to talk really fast. No. What we're here to talk about today is relationships. Relationships. Let's drink to that. Okay. So I have been in a long-term relationship, almost 20 years. And I'm gay, in case you couldn't tell by, I don't know, the fact that I'm not wearing any makeup and don't care that my face looks like shit right now. Anyway, yeah, it took me forever to come out of the closet. I was 37 years old and I was journaling about things that I feared. And I thought, what do I fear? I fear people think I'm gay. All right, who thinks you're gay? Me. So I did a little research and I saw a few movies, read a few books, liked the movies and the books. And the next time I saw my sister, who was also gay, she said to me, "So how are you doing? Are you seeing anyone?" And I said to her, "Actually, I really wanted to talk to you about that because I think that I might be gay, but I just don't know about the fisting." She goes, "The what?" And I go, "The fisting." In every book I was reading, this book was great. It was going along great. It was really hot. And then all of a sudden, and she goes, whoa. I don't know what book you were reading. Don't worry about it. And thank God you said something to me first. I could just see you on your first date. Well, all right, here we go. Woo! So I've been with my partner for almost 20 years now. And for those of you, hold the applause, please. For those of you who have been in a relationship for a long time, you just know after a while, you can read them like a book. You know what they're thinking.
Mhm.
If she comes home and I'm wearing my sexy panties, she knows I didn't do the laundry. Am I right, ladies? Mike, you don't know about this, but we do not wear that shit if you're not involved because it's lacy and itchy and scratchy. Like, I'm wearing cotton, you know what's under there, deal with it. Anyway. So for a while there, as all things do, kind of up and down, but lately our romantic endeavors have been going just off the charts, and it's because I got a tattoo of a remote control right down here. Faster, slower, faster. Pause. I have really bad. Oh, look, come here. I'm staying with some friends. Come here, Piper. This is my substitute cat. I have cats, but this is my substitute while I'm here staying with friends. This is Piper, my little puffball head. Hi, Piper. Anyway, I have really bad ADD. As you can tell, a dog walked in, and now I'm talking about the dog. But my partner would always says, when you get to the door, just ask yourself, what do I need? And I'm like, that is not how ADD works. That's not how your brain no, here's how it works. You go out in your car, you get in your car. As you're shutting the door, you see a leaf. You think, oh, look at that leaf might blow. And then you think, oh, blow like a straw. Oh, shit, I forgot my hair tie. Like, that's how your fucking brain works. It's not get to the door and figure out what the fuck I'm gonna forget.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're driving. And I'm driving. She's in the passenger seat. She flips down the visor and she says, airbag warning, what's that? I said, you're talking too much. Ironically, that was the last thing she said all day. But we did get into a bit of a doozy of a fight the other day. Because I found a chin hair. It was like 8 feet long. I tripped on it. That's how I found it. I mean, that's your job. That is your one job. You look at me every day. That is your job to find it. Like, if you see something, say something. I told her, if I'm ever in a coma and I'm in a hospital, please don't just wait. Just go find someone and be happy. Like, serious coma, not like, hey, Jenny's got the flu, better go find somebody new this weekend. But like a serious coma, go out and have fun. But just promise me you will come back to the hospital and dye my hair and pluck my chin at least once a month. Don't mix them up. But you'd really hate to see the nurse walking in going, hey, did you see that bald lady with the long dark beard? What's going on? Anyway. So we have 2 cats because that is a law for lesbians. You have to have some cats. And we got them in Mexico. I used to work with this tour group and they would do these like volunteer things. So we worked at these animal shelters while we were touring. So I was in Mexico and we had our cat. He's got a little bit of an accent, but other than that, you can't tell. And I'm like, meow. But yeah, he they're both so cute. We actually have 2 of them now, and that when the first one we got, he just like came up to me, and I bent down to scratch him behind the ears, and he put his whole little tiny head in my hand. Oh. Turns out it was ear mites. But it morphed into love. It truly did morph into love, and was fine. And they're wonderful, delightful little kittens now. Other than we have kind of different parenting styles, like to me, they do not know they are small, domestic, short-haired cats. They think they're badass lions. I mean, they are really, they hunt things. They're badass in their heads. And she's like, no, he's gentle. Rough, and then they do with their back feet, and it's fun. And she's like, no, he's a gentle soul. You have to pet him gently. She has a little feather on a stick, and she has, jump for the feather, and he jumps for the feather. And I will admit, she has him jumping very high for that feather. So I was out on the road and I called home and I said, hey, how you doing? Fine. And how's Benito? Because we named him Benito Juarez. You know, that's what you do when they're from Mexico. So I said, how's Benito? And she said, I'm mad at him. He's locked in the bedroom. I said, what do you do? She said, he caught a bird and brought it in the house and there are feathers everywhere. I said, well, I wonder where he learned that, Obi-Wan. Anywho'sville. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, the other day too, you know, it was kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these clocks. They have clocks. They're like audio and they come on and they tell you the time and you can see it too, but the clock will say the time is now 7 p.m. Right? This is automated female voice. It's now 7 p.m. So, this was before we had even gotten together. This was years and we almost didn't get together because of this. She calls and she's like, who's over there? I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, I heard another female voice. What's over there? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, whatever, and hung up on me. I had to go out and buy one of those damn clocks. See, all right, fine. Okay. You know what? I don't even mind that you did not laugh at the infidelity joke because that is not the saddest part of my relationship set. This is the saddest part of all of the that you just heard. My partner and I actually broke up a little while ago. And I really miss those jokes. I can't fucking tell them anymore now. This is the last time I'm ever going to get to tell those jokes. It sucks. It sucks. I miss my cats. It was a joke. Brr. Oh, well. Anywho'sville. Oh. Yeah, now it's not going to work now. But another thing I miss is people picked me up at LAX. I just fucking took an Uber and it was like $50. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, this sucks. Anyway, so relationships. So you have those kind of relationships, and then you also have mother-daughter relationships. My mother moved in with us. She moved in on October 31st of 2023, the scariest Halloween ever. And yeah, she is bedridden, and she was like on hospice, so they gave you books, right? And they say, you know, this is what to do if this happens, and they're like so specific when you want to make sure this happens or that will happen, and don't do this or that could happen, all this like scary shit. And then at the end of one chapter was a sentence with 4 words in it. That's all it said. Also, beware of choking. What? What do I do? And she choked. There was nothing. No. So when the nurse came the next day, I'm like, what do I do if she chokes? And the nurse was like, is she having trouble swallowing? I'm like, no, but the book said choking. In case you care, you flip them on their side and try to get it out. But anyway, she hasn't choked. So that's good. She is, as I said, bedridden. So you guys can kind of do the math on what my jobs entail. That means I do have to change her diapers. And a friend of mine said, you know, she changed you, but I was a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And also, as I was changing the second diaper of hers, the second diaper I changed, I realized this is the second diaper I've ever changed in my life. I have never changed kids' diapers. Oh, I see Grace. Okay, we gotta roll. All right, so yeah. But, you know, she's still sharp as a tack. I got to tell you, sharp as a tack. The other day, when she first got to me, she had bed sores, got those wiped up right away. Everything was good. And the nurse turns her over and she goes, oh, Mary Lou, your butt looks perfect. And she looks at her without missing a beat and goes, well, the next man I meet, I'll just tell him I have a perfect butt. Then she said, I said something, I forget what it was, and I looked at her and I go, I'm getting pretty smart, aren't I, Mom? And she looks at me and goes, well, you only had one way to go. I get it now. I get it. Beware of choking them. All right. I am going to finish my cocktail and get my spotted little face out of here and turn the show back over to Grace. Thank you all so much. I heard all your laughs and chuckles, and it meant a lot.
So much.
Thank you very much.
Woo! Everyone,
Yay!
give it up for her. Woo!
Woo!
All
Yay,
right.
Jenny. That was really funny.
So Dana has to leave, so I'm going to bring her up next, and then it's going to be Charisse, and then RFK Jr. Wow. Okay, I can't wait for that. Let me tell you. Wow. We have a lot of questions for RFK Jr. Yeah, all of us. So stay tuned for that. Our next comedian, you've seen her on CBS's The Late Late Show, Comedy Central, NBC's Last Comic Standing, and Comics Unleashed. Please welcome to the stage my dear friend, the hilarious Dana Eagle.
Woo! Yeah!
I accept.
Accept.
There we go. I had to hit I accept on the screen. I had to hit I accept. I did it. I feel like I've done my job now. I hit the right button. What else should I be doing here? I just found out that it's a relationship show. Like, I had no idea. I'm sure there were instructions sent to me. I'm sure when I made plans for this, she told me. But I just was, it was news to me. And I was like, oh, that's going to be an interesting show. And then I was like, oh, right, I'm on it. I better say something. But this is why I'm not in a relationship. And also, I don't follow directions. I don't even listen to the directions. And I'm like, I'll figure it out when I get there. And I did. And wait, and can I just interrupt myself for 1 second? Because I'm in another theater where I'm going to be, and I had a lot of walls to choose from, but I decided to choose the one that matched my pigment. So, right? I kind of look like I blended into the wall. But, so I'm still single. Well, also, like, I don't know, where am I gonna find a woman that also wants the wedding catered by KFC, and then in the end, like, wants to cancel the wedding and just have the KFC. If you find that woman, send her to me, because I've checked all the dating sites and she's not on there. But I was always in. Also, like, my birthday. I knew it was gonna be like a loveless, like, because, like, my birthday's on Valentine's Day, so it's like always, oh well, that's 2 presents I'm not getting, and so that was. All right, I'm gonna give that a check mark. Okay, but also I was always in trouble, and then on one of my relationships, my longest one, I was told that I have a tendency to put up barriers. But then I thought about it, and I was like, that's not, maybe, like, I'm just not like a barrier. Like, maybe I'm just not that deep. That's not a barrier. That's the bottom. Like, that's all there is that we have going on here. So, but, so as a kid, my parents, they sent me to gay conversion camp, and it totally worked. I've been gay ever since. And the first sign that I was gay was I liked ladybugs. And so, but it's been a little challenging with the family. Like, I got gay hate mail from family, and that's always a little hard. But sometimes, like, when you have bigots and hate, you just have to make, like, the best of it. You have to make, like, bigotade, like, you're stuck between your xenophobic uncle and your homophobic cousin. Pour yourself a nice tall glass of bigotade. It makes the homophobia go down easier. But here's the thing: when they wrote me the gay hate mail, they called me a loser, but they spelled it with 2 O's. And I was like, yeah, awesome. And I was like, because everybody knows it's 2 S's. So, but then, so, but, like, I want to get married because I'm getting older, and I know I'm getting older because I just got my first piece of turquoise jewelry. And I thought that like once they came out, I thought picking up girls would be easy. I thought it'd be so easy. I was like, men do it. How hard could it be? And it turns out it's really hard. And now I know why they have the duct tape and the roofies. Those girls, it turns out they're very slippery people. You know, they bang on the trunk. That's annoying. But it's weird. With the online dating, you know, I feel as women, like we kind of get to be on both sides of it. And so I watched a lot of those shows like 2020, 48 Hours, Forensic Files. Like I don't even clean up after myself anymore because I'm like, I don't want to disturb the evidence. But whenever I watch those shows, they're always the same. Those shows are always the same. They're always like, Amy was never late. When she didn't show up, we knew something was wrong. And I'm like, oh my God, they're never going to find me. They're just going to be like, Dana was always late. So when she didn't show up, we didn't think much about it. But after about 2 years, we started to get suspicious. So my dad, he had some really good advice for me. He said, you know, Dana, it doesn't matter. It's, by the way, I did just hear whoever that was yawn in the middle of my set. You could have muted. And by the way, not the first time. Have some decency. If they snore, then I'm going to start to worry. If they snore, is somebody else there? Can someone just, because I really, like, that's the other reason why I'm not in a relationship is, like, I'm always taking care of others. Like, I always worry. I always try and do, like, both dialogue, like, what's going on. So, like, when the person yawned, I'm like, well, maybe there could be somebody there who just took a little blanket around him and just make sure he's comfortable for the rest of the night. I like how I just attributed that to a guy. Anyway, brilliant. I'm looking at my list. Oh, so my mom's currently being held by a terrorist group called Boca Raton. But she, I went to go visit her and we did some Bikram yoga. It wasn't like officially Bikram. She keeps the house. She keeps the temperature so high in her house it feels like Bikram yoga. Like she thinks she's supposed to set the thermostat to her age. So I'm like sitting there and I'm like dying and I like go over the thermostat and I'm like, oh my God, what's the temperature? Oh, right. She just had a birthday. So, but I have been working lately on my yoga. I got an Oculus, which is great if you want to be like even more single. For those of you who don't know what an Oculus is, it's that virtual. It's like the virtual reality goggles. Mm-hmm. So it's really because I found out you learn stuff. Like I found out I could be unathletic in two worlds. And I could actually be like picked last in two worlds. So yeah, so that's how that goes. Somebody just walked. Oh, that worked. Hey, I just got some light. Thanks, Nicole. That's why you're a producer. Okay, I'll be done in like 4 minutes or so. Okay, she said I'm doing great. Yeah. She doesn't understand what the yawn was about either. She said to just disconnect. It probably has nothing to do with me. Wait, I do look better. Wait, can I start over? Because, I'm single. Okay, no. All right. So anyway, and then my mom came to visit me and then, we're walking and holding hands and I live in West Hollywood. And she was, of course, like, do you think people think we're a couple? And I was like, like you could ever get me. You're going to have to freeze a lot more chicken soup in my freezer if you want that. Yes, but my mom, she's a single lady. So when I sent her back to the airport, I sent her in an Uber, in the fancy one, in the Uber Black, because you know what they say, once you go Uber Black, you never go back. Okay. I liked that one, you guys. I'm giving it a check mark. Also, here's the other challenge with the ladies. When I went online, like I couldn't find a woman with less than 4 pets in their home. Like everybody is like 4 cats or 2 dogs and 2 cats. And these were like condos and apartments. And I'm just like, I don't have enough lint rollers for this kind of relationship, you know? People always think like I'm into pets or that like I'm vegan. I think because I'm so pale, they're like, holy crap, she's got to be missing something. Because look at how pale I am. Not only do I match this, but I'm see-through too. You look at that. Look, I'm see-through, you see? And yeah, so, but I'm not vegan. I do belong to a group called PETSA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Stuffed Animals. Yeah, we throw red paint on fleece jackets and say, do you know how many teddy bears had to die for that coat? And also, we're trying to outlaw the claw vending machine. So anyway, that's funny. Oh, good. Other people go to Denny's too. Oh, good. So, but whenever I'm asked, like, people always refer to their animals as like their kids and stuff, or my friend called like her dogs the boys, and she'd be like, oh, the boys, you know, that she wanted to be pets. So she's like, the boys could go 4 to 6 hours without going to the bathroom. And I was like, I just took that as a challenge. And it turns out I wrote her back. I was like, no, they could go like a whole 12 hours without going out. But my favorite part of pet sitting is like the notes that I get from the pet. Like one of my friends, like there was a note at the house, and it said, dear Dana, thank you for taking care of me while my mommy and daddy are gone. My food is in the cabinet, and my special toy is the little fur, pink ball with the bell on it. Love, furry little Willow. And so then I wrote back and I said, dear Willow, if you could write a note, why can't you feed yourself? Let's try that this week. I'm a very good friend. During COVID, I thought about getting an animal. Like I thought maybe like I do that foster to adopt, something like that. Something where no one could prove I did the damage to it. And so I went online to the LA shelter, and all of the pets, every single one, they were all pit bulls. Every single one was a pit bull. And they don't call them pit bulls. What they do is they call it a mix. And what it is it's a mix of 2 pit bulls. And the dead giveaways are the profile pictures of the dog sleeping like a little angel with a bunch of beanie babies around it. And then in the other pictures, the dog is playing, but you never see those beanie babies again. The dog is working out on a Bowflex, sharpening knives, throwing gang signs. And I was like, that's too much. And my friend said, no, you could do it. If the dog gets agitated, they'll give you a crate. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to fit in that thing. So then I went back online to see what else they had. And I swear to God, I don't know what was happening during COVID, but the LA shelter, they had a pony, 1 pony. And I was like, I could totally get a pony. I live in West Hollywood. We could hang out on my balcony. And by the way, it was part pit bull. It was a pit pony, and it ate all of My Little Ponies. Okay. Did anyone else have My Little Pony growing up? We had that like My Little Pony, you comb and brush her hair. I wanted one, and my mom said, you don't even brush your hair, which is so true. All right, I'm gonna make a dismount here. I don't know. I hope I didn't say anything wrong. We weren't supposed to like say certain things, but there's still time. I could still mess it up.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay. Well, let me try this then. So it's hard. It's hard, to like find to advertise myself, cause like gay bipolar chew was with a lazy eye, and they're like, we'll find you the perfect match. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to see what that looks like. To be 2 lazy eyes. It's not going to be a good look. So I'm trying to think, how do I cut into this one? And then here was my last fee. I was like, well, now I'm never going to get a date or anything, which was, I went for all these health appointments. The doctor was like, you have a mass on your spleen, or you have 2 spleens. And I was like, 2 spleens. Who wouldn't want an extra spleen? If I'm dating, I could share. But I went for all these tests, and the doctor was like, you have something called lazy cancer. It's probably been in you for a long time. I didn't know if he meant the lazy or the cancer. Turns out I had stage 4 lazy. And the thing is that I just had to go for 1 month of radiation, and that's a safe treatment. And I knew it was a safe treatment because they told me that right before they ran out of the room. In fact, it's so safe. They don't even pop their head back in to be like, hey, we're starting. They come over a loudspeaker and they go, okay, Dana, whatever you do, don't move. And I was like, oh, okay, where are you guys? And they're like, don't worry, we're fine. We're in another building. So, so listen, cancer didn't make me a better person. I guess it does that sometimes with people. In fact, like I still use it as an excuse. I'll be like, oh, I can't meet you for brunch. I have morning cancer. But I guess for some people, like it changes their whole perspective on life. And so like, cause I did this, walk for lymphoma, because that is how you cure cancer, by the way. You just you get a t-shirt, you go for a walk, cancer cured. And so I went for this walk, and there was this woman on my team, Linda, and Linda said, cancer is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I was like, Linda, have you ever been for a massage? What are you doing on your birthdays, Linda? Let me take you to some Bikram yoga, Linda. Okay, you guys have been great. Thank you so much. Bye.
Tara. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I
All
gotta go because they need
Yes.
the room for something else.
Yeah, I know.
And they heard my act and they were like, you gotta go. Bye.
Bye, Dana.
Bye, Dana.
Hey, Dana.
All right, you guys. So the next comedian is amazing. Like all these, like Jennie and Dana. She is incredible. She has entertained the troops overseas. TV credits includes She's So Funny on WTN Network in Canada, Millionaire Matchmaker. She was the comic relief. And the clubs that she's performed at include the Ice House, Laugh Factory, and she used to be a regular at the Comedy Store. She has worked as a feature and headliner and had development deals for her own series a while back. Please welcome to the stage the hilarious Charisse Savarin.
Hey,
Yay!
There she is.
hey, how's my background? I just got a new background. I just wanted to say, you're a lesbian, Jennie, and she was a lesbian, and there's a reason why I'm not a lesbian. I would rather date straight men and stay sexually frustrated. Seems to work really, really well. Boy, I get it. Okay. Anyhow, I'm at a point in my life where if people like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. I don't care anymore. Isn't it great?
Woo.
Yeah.
Because I am finally at an age where I feel comfortable in my own skin. Isn't that
Yeah.
cool? Do you know why I feel comfortable in my own skin? Because it's loose. I thought being a loose woman was going to be fun. It's not fun. My life did not turn out the way it was supposed to. I should have a couple of profitable divorces under my belt. You know what I mean? No, what I should be doing? I should be sitting by here in my brand new Mercedes with unexpired stickers, no less, and with my newly renovated lips flapping in the wind. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I look really good for my age. I just want to talk anymore because I don't have time. We'll give the hand thumbs up. You know what they say? Oh, my audio is kind of faint.
Yes, a little bit. Get closer to the computer, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Is it better? Can you hear me, everybody?
Yes,
Yes.
much better,
I
Charisse.
can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. I hear someone barking. Okay. It's not barking. Yeah, I just got a new doggy, by the way. which is odd because I've been bitten by my own dog. You know that? It's really true. I never lie. That's why I'm still wrenching. You know what happened? I had this dog and I was rubbing her tummy and she bit my face. Okay.
Mm.
And I know it was terrible. My lip was split. I didn't know how they were going to fix it. And a friend of mine took me to the emergency. And this is good for you all to know. Okay. I'm doing you a favor. Because they asked me at the emergency, they said, what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm an actress. They said, oh, okay, we'll wait for the plastic surgeon then. And I thought, thank God I didn't say I was a telemarketer. They would have brought in the gardener. By the way, just out of curiosity, did you know that Q is the only codependent letter in the English language? It goes nowhere without the U. Unless we're talking about QAnon, in which case the U does not want to get involved. So, anyhow, if I were young again, what would I do? I know what I would do. I'd become a nanny in a wealthy home. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right into that home, use those charms of mine. I still have a few left, by the way. Use those. Destroy the marriage. Get the bedroom right next to the couple so I can focus on the problem areas. You know, I believe in being thorough. I didn't get myself knocked up. I should have gotten right because I would have got a steady income check. Oh well. Anyhow, also, by the way, men. This is so you know. Men just ignore women of a certain age. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Do you know what happens to us? You're going to love this. We either become lesbians or get involved in dog rescue. Those are the options, folks. Okay. And it's sad because I still have a sex drive. I just have nowhere to go. You know what else I can't stand? I can't stand when I see like really a lot older men with younger women. It just infuriates me. Doesn't it make you mad? I love talking to myself. Yes, it does. Man. Don't call yourself ma'am, you idiot. You're not a ma'am. You're a lady. No, you're not a lady. You're a girl. Okay. Indian, Romanian, Jewish girl who somehow lost her way and ended up on the show. No. Yeah. I don't know. Do you know who Art Garfunkel is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I was watching TV. Well, I watch it a lot, especially when COVID was cold. I was watching TV a while back, and there was Art Garfunkel with his band. And in the band was a woman with lingerie. And I'm thinking, who is this woman wearing lingerie? And of course, her name was Stormy or something about the weather. And it was his wife. Of course, it was his wife. And what was she doing? She was playing the tambourine. You can play the tambourine. I can play the tambourine. When was the last time you heard of a mother say, I've got to get my child to her tambourine lessons? You don't hear that. To me, the tambourine is like the appendix of the instrument family. Okay. I am, you know, like I'm trying to date. I haven't given up. I should, but I haven't. You know, and I'm looking online like most of us because I want a relationship that's based in honesty and trust. And I'm Jewish. This one guy sent me this thing. It was so cute. Instead of calling himself Sea Brisket, he called himself, I goosed the joke up. Instead of calling himself Sea Biscuit, he's called himself Sea Brisket. I just thought that was cool. So cute, you know. And I met this other guy. I met him helping fire for a living, which I had no problem with because he was not reading. You know, I've got standards. By the way, I should do this. Speaking of my standards, do you know that show business is the only business you have to break into? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
The only one. He breaks into plumbing. Oh, I entertain the church overseas. You know, and even those young guys, I was entertaining boys as a comedian. Okay, I was entertaining the boys. they were like really young. They were like 19, 20, 21. And, they had acne, bad acne, it's sad. It's when they look the worst that they wanted the most. It's so sad. But anyway, they didn't want to see me. I was opening up for an all-girl band. They wanted to see those chicks. You know what I said to those boys? I said, boys, mommy's talking. Before you're gonna have to have your vegetable before you get your dessert. I said that to them. You know what I said to someone too who offered me a drink? I said, yeah, but have a drink. Okay. And let's see what else we want to do. Okay. Oh, I met this one guy. He had his eyes done, but not the rest of his face. Forgetful, aren't we? I remember looking at his face, and it was really weird. It was really tight here and saggy below. And I remember thinking to myself, I'd rather see different generations in a family, not in a face, Very smart joke. Oh, by the way, I'm putting myself. I don't know if you know this or not. I'm sure you're familiar with the Kennedys. We're going to see one of the Kennedys after me, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the star part. Anyhow, I don't know if you know this, but those men in that family, they were notorious for cheating on their women. They had really thick hair. I think they had condoms in their hair. I don't know. But I don't know if you know this or not, but the patriarch of the family was Joseph. And what's her name? The matriarch? Yeah. Do you remember anybody? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was Rose.
Rose! Thank you. Rose was the matriarch. And darned if she wasn't in bed with him while he was having a stroke. Having a stroke, really, honey? After cheating on me and humiliating me for 50 years? I would love to call 911, but that phone looks so far away. Having another stroke, are we? One was never enough for you, was it? That's actually really true, Like, I went online, you know what she did? He had a stroke, she just left him lying there and she went and played golf. I guess she figured she'd rather get one in a hole, It's just weird. It's really okay. I've been doing comedy for a long time. I did have to quit for a while, and I came back, and it's a really wonderful way, in case anyone out there is watching, any young straight women out there. Comedy is a great way to meet straight men with bad credit. Oh, yeah. Great. I remember I was doing one of these shows, comedy shows. Oh, a heart, how sweet is that? Anyhow, I was doing one of these comedy shows once, and I forget what I was going to say. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This guy came up to me and he said, Charisse, you are so funny, and I manage huge people. I said, really? Like who? He said, Skip Stevenson. I said, he's dead. He said, you're kidding. You know what I miss? Would you like to know what I miss? No one's answering. I feel like
What do you miss?
For me, it feels more like, oh no, it's not a problem. I miss the 99-cent store, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice, man. I love that place. I used to walk there with my doggy and everything. Anyway, you know what I bought there? A bra. Bra. That's 49.5 cents a piece. That's less than coffee. Refill it as often as you like. For that price, you didn't expect the bra to multitask. So, what did it do? It didn't. Oh yeah, it didn't separate. No, it did separate. You know what? I forget the joke. Go on. It I've been joking. You missed it. I'm a little bit tired. Oh, it didn't. It didn't. It didn't. Oh, it lifted. No, it didn't lift, but it sure did separate. That's it. Thank you. Yeah. My mother actually, and this is a little bit edgy, which is odd for me because I don't really do edgy stuff. I stopped living on the edge. It got way too crowded. It's only an edge. Why do you think people keep pushing you off the edge? You know where I'm spending my time now? On the verge. You have to keep off the verge. You can be on the verge of whatever you want, right? I'm on the verge of writing a script, cleaning my room, becoming a vegan. But I think I'll have some chips. The chips are going to be fresh, I don't know, for a day or two. But my list of things to do will stay fresh for years to come. I have confidence. I really do. On the verge. We have standards on the verge. For one thing, none of us is on the verge of becoming a market. Okay. And also, we're very sensitive. Okay. Why are we sensitive? I forget. Okay, we are very sensitive, though, and I'll tell you why another time. You know what? Okay, yeah. We believe we have big dreams. Okay, we don't stand in our way. Besides, you're blocking the TV. And you know that book, The Power of Now? Right?
Yeah.
We believe in the power of eventually. Yes.
Charisse,
1 minute? Or what should I do?
okay, 30 seconds or whatever.
Oh, I talked totally backwards. What happened to God? I expressed myself as a child. That was why. I was a 10. I'm Doug. It was nice meeting you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Charisse. Give it up for Charisse Savarin.
Woo! All right, Charisse.
All right. So now it's the time for, wow. We are going to have RFK. He's coming up next. He's a very special guest, or so we thought. He's got the voice, the controversy, and just enough conspiracy to make your uncle at Thanksgiving seem chill, okay? Please welcome to the stage RFK Jr. Kidding, it's not actually him. It's Betsy Salkind, brilliant comedian, brilliant comedian, impersonator, and professional truth twister. No political affiliation, just funny business, you guys. Any resemblance to a presidential candidate is purely hilarious. Please welcome to the stage RFK Jr.
Yeah. Thanks, Grace. I think probably people wouldn't be able to tell. Yeah, so I'm glad you told them. So basically, I'm on a tour right now, and I'm accepting. I go on Rogan, and I come on shows like this to try to win over more people, because the information it's not getting out there like it needs to. Some people might call that disinformation, whatever. In any case, I really I invite you to ask your questions, and I will answer them. And it might be you're going to have to decide what you think of the answer. Yeah, Grace.
I have a question for you. If you could date any conspiracy theory, which one would it be and why?
The theory or the theorist? Because there's some.
That's a good question.
What I'm hearing voices, but that's probably just the worm. That's a really good question. I'm gonna go with a conspiracy theorist. Laura Loomer, very attractive. There's Marjorie Taylor Greene. I like all the conspiracy theories. I mean, let's be honest. And I am a Kennedy. I am my uncle's nephew, and and therefore I can fuck them all. I mean,
Back them all.
I can, blank them all. I just blanked you. I'm sorry about that.
Question.
Jenny.
Charisse just said that all of you Kennedys cheat. Is that true?
I legitimately got into law school. There was no cheating in that. I just because I had someone else take a test for me, that's not cheating because I paid for it. Charisse there.
Yeah. How is your wife, Cheryl Hines, handling their newfound notoriety?
She loves it. She loves it. She was in the Oval Office with me. She kissed Donald. She did force me to buy her a mansion in Georgetown because she wanted to be close so she could keep an eye on me. Because good luck to her is what I would say because. There's the whole HHS building is completely empty now, so I can fuck whoever I want in there. I'm sorry. Employ whoever I want in there.
I have a question.
Yeah, Grace.
What's your red flag in a woman besides being pro booster?
Oh, by booster you mean like a vaccine?
Yeah,
that's a definite red flag. I don't like a woman who thinks for herself or has any self-respect. I don't like. I like a woman who's troubled. Because if they're fact checkers, that's a turnoff. Yeah, I don't like them to. Yeah, that's just rude.
Yeah.
Mr. Kennedy, how do you decide which animals are pets and which ones you can just eat?
There's more categories than that. The only pets that I have are falcons. Predators. I like predators. Because they're fun, and the rest of them, I might eat them. But sometimes I don't eat them. Sometimes I just cut their heads off or just put them in the park or, there's a lot of things to do with animals. And, actually Christy Nome and I have been working on an initiative together wherein, all those pets that are being left behind by the people who are deported, they're going to help with the food situation because there's going to be some shortage. The good news is, not only will there be some, abandoned pets to eat, but in addition, you're just not going to need Ozempic anymore. So there's going to be some shortages. What else?
How did your voice become so scraggly?
Well, it's not, that has never actually been determined. We can speculate, but I'm going to set the CDC onto that mission to find out. I don't think it was the 14 years of heroin. I don't think it was the brain worm kind of migrating. I think I sound perfectly healthy.
Well, speaking of healthy, you were swimming in sewage, literally.
Yeah.
So how is that healthy?
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you. And really, after I explain this, you're all going to be swimming in it. It doesn't have to be Rock Creek Park. You can go to your local sewage reclaiming, facility. But the reason is because, we're not doing the FDA, which is also under my purview. It's unbelievable how much I control now. The FDA is no longer doing, food inspections. So, and we're also not reporting things like E. coli outbreaks. So, in order to build up your immunity to the E. coli in the food, you should swim in sewage, because that's going to toughen you up. And I also recommend that you bring the grandchildren, because it's really a lot of fun for the whole family.
Hmm.
What do you
Now-
feel about legalizing marijuana nationwide, Mr. Kennedy?
I'm going to defer to the president on that. He's unbelievable. He's such an amazing president, best one we've ever had. I can't even believe how lucky I am to be able to, lick his butt. But anyway, I think where we're going is, mushrooms for all, heroin for all, and we're not going to do Narcan anymore because, that just defeats the whole purpose. Like, if you're doing drugs, you don't want someone to come along and kill the buzz. So,
I have a question. You have said that you have claimed that chemicals in drinking water might be causing sexual confusion among youth. Did it ever cause confusion in your sexual orientation?
I can't believe you're even asking that, Grace. I mean, I'm the most man there is. I have a higher testosterone level than teenage boys at this point.
No.
And it's not just because I take supplements. I mean, that's, but it's just a fact. It's a fact that, all these the vaccines that are just thrown into the water supply are turning boys into girls and girls into boys, and they're just it's just a problem, it's upsetting. It's upsetting because the birth rate among teenagers is just far too low.
Oh my God.
Mr. Kennedy, you said that you're now in charge of the FDA and the CDC, the HHS. That, which is the favorite new thing that you control that you're really excited about, whipping into shape?
Well, I thank you for recognizing how powerful I am. I am the most popular of the cabinet members. And I really think it's just a matter of time before everything is under HHS. I'm expecting that what's left of the military will be under my department soon, which is fitting. Really, because basically it's the same mission, which is to unalive people.
Unalive people.
So, what's happening? What are your top 3 tips for staying young looking, handsome, and incredibly unhinged?
Well, I think my excessive use of tanning products is clearly one of them. It's very attractive. And most of the time it doesn't come off on the sheets. What else? I think my voice. I mean, people have to smoke for years and years and years to be able to sound like I do, and that's naturally. And the third one is, just my proximity to the king. That power is attractive, right? So, I have to beat them off with a stick. I think I saw Nicole. Did you have a question, Nicole? No. Okay. I'm not putting you on the spot. I genuinely thought I saw you, raise something.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe in monogamy, or is that just a form of population control?
Well, of course, I believe in monogamy. You know, for women, right? I mean, if the women are, then how are we going to know who the kids are?
Who killed your uncle?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's really something.
That's I'm certain that you're asking that out of kindness. But that was a mystery until my good friend Donald released all the documents, and it is now confirmed what I have suspected all along, which is that what killed my uncle was a vaccine. What? The bullet that was nothing. That's the cover story. But underneath it all, it was a measles vaccine.
Anybody else has any questions for RFK Jr.? We have him here, guys. This is your opportunity.
This is it, because I'm out of here. So, yeah, what
do you always swim in your jeans?
I do, and the reason is, it makes my package look great.
How many push-ups a day do you do, RFK?
I do more push-ups than a man, than a teenage boy.
You have this obsession with teenage boys. You're always saying more than a teenage boy. Do you really think that you are like a teenage boy, or better?
Much more attractive and much more fit. That's why Joe Rogan has me on all the time. He's how manly I am.
Yeah. Do you think?
Joe Rogan. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I'll get into
Quick question. I did a show at a college years ago, and it was after you had written your book, and I saw you speak, and you signed my book, and I still have it. I just want to know, do you remember me?
Yeah. But I want you to know that little tryst. My wife is still monogamous, and therefore it's okay. So I do want to thank you for that lovely 10 minutes we have.
Do you do bed tanning, or do you spray like Donald Trump?
Oh no, I'm totally natural. I mean, I go out there and I stare at the sun for hours. Vitamin D. You got to have a vitamin D, and that's what will defeat the measles.
Oh, the vitamin D. So the vaccine has nothing to do with the measles being eradicated from the country or the world, right?
The thing about that vaccine, it's full of aborted fetal debris.
How do you know that?
Aborted
fetal debris. That's science. That's science.
That's science.
Tiny arms and legs in there. It's gross. You don't want that.
That's very dark, RFK. Very dark. I've never seen. I've gotten lots of vaccines, and I've never seen an arm injected in my arm or anything.
I want to say this, I would keep it quiet that you've had a lot of vaccines, because there's like whole dating websites where men are not going to like you. They're not going to want to stick it in a vaccinated person, because you're going to shed the viruses and the vaccines all over the place.
Well, I wouldn't want to be with an unvaccinated person, because then I'm at high risk, right? Even if I'm vaccinated.
That's all based on germ theory, and that
germ theory.
It's not a thing. I read this on some of on Instagram. Instagram and Twitter. X. Sorry. There's no such thing as germs.
Really? And
Yeah.
the germ fairy, have you met the germ fairy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a fairy. It's not real.
Oh, okay. So it's not
Yeah.
real, so it's not scientific.
No, it's my asthma. It's not my asthma, but my asthma.
Hmm.
Leanna's.
Yeah, I was curious. You had made an announcement that you'll have an announcement in September about what the cause of autism is. And I was wondering if you could give us a hint of what we can expect. Does it start with like the letter, say, vaccine, or does it start with the letter fluoride?
Yeah, very, very intelligent woman. I like that, Leanne.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, we already know what causes it. It's just going to take us till September to, produce the science to show what we already know. It's vaccines. It's as you said, what was the other thing? The
Fluoride.
Fluoride. Oh, terrible stuff. Yeah, what else? There's some other shit in there too. I mean, I'm sorry, Grace. I'm gonna, don't worry about it because I'll just make a call, and YouTube will allow it all to go through.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, RFK. You have a lot of power.
There's ivermectin. You can use that to block the damage from those vaccines. So, yeah.
Do you think
Also,
COVID?
one other issue.
Yes.
I think the other thing that really causes autism is vegan meat. I think
right.
it surprised some people, but not a lot.
Do you think COVID-19 was a hoax or was it real?
I think it was a conspiracy. Because you notice like the Jews and Chinese people didn't get it. It was targeted at white and black people. So I don't know if I call that a hoax, but I think the COVID vaccine. I think that's the worst thing that's ever happened. It was worse than the Holocaust, almost worse than autism.
Wow. Wow. Have you ever gotten COVID?
Well, of course not. I'm hardy. I swim.
Yeah, you're a little bit cocky, RFK, aren't you?
Well, I mean, if you mean that in kind of a literal sense, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to verify, thank you, but okay.
Oh, I heard you earlier. I think you would like to verify that. But since you're vaccinated,
What is it like to be married to an actress?
I like it when they pretend to have an orgasm. What happens?
Anybody else have any questions for RFK?
Do you go by, like we've all been calling you RFK, do you go by Bobby? Do you go by Junior? Do you go by Robert? What's your favorite way for us to refer to you?
As the next president. Yeah. I don't care what you call me, but you call me. No, I'm kidding. I don't want you to call me.
If you were a president, what would be your economic plan?
Well, I would continue with the genius work that Donald's doing. Like I can't improve on perfection.
Jesus.
But I would consult with the experts. And the thing is, you really shouldn't listen to experts because what do they know?
But don't you worry about the family curse. Your father was shot. Your uncle was shot. Your son, your nephew gets crashed into the ocean. Don't you worry if you ran for president, something bad would happen to you?
Yeah, that wasn't my nephew. That was my cousin. But in any case, you know, the Kennedy curse ends right here.
Oh.
Because I am now the Kennedy curse. Although I think of myself more as the Kennedy's revenge.
You certainly are, and a very powerful, strong, healthy revenge.
I mean, who's gonna kill me, right? Like,
you think you're invincible?
I think that it's the progressive Kennedys who get taken out.
Ah, okay, good point.
Yeah.
All right. Did you eat your brainworm?
Who ate who? That's really a question. But what my brainworm and I do in our private bedroom, that's our business.
Do you talk to your brainworm?
Sometimes when I'm feeling contemplative, I will chat brainworm. Now that it's dead, it doesn't talk back quite as much.
Ah, is it still in your head, or they took it out?
It's still there.
It's still there?
I feel like we're, it's just the eviction process was going to be ugly. And plus, the worm had eaten out an area of my brain and is now kind of keeping the structure of the rest of it. So it has space. I don't need to.
Did it eat your critical thinking skills?
You're going to have to ask the worm. Some hostility there, Grace.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not a fan. You know that we've talked before, RFK.
We have talked.
Yeah. With you spoke to my cousin Consuelo, and they don't like you. The Tias, they don't like. They were happy to have you there, but
Titty
they were
Consuelo, I remember her. Yeah, she had it.
Yeah. She has. Yeah, very, very big. Yes.
But I don't know if I'm gonna keep coming on your shows, Grace. 'Cause, I like it when I get treated as I should. Like Joe Rogan treats me as if I'm legitimate. And,
well, that's what happens when people agree with your ridiculous conspiracy theories as scientific theories. So that's what happens. I don't agree with them. So you're going to find a little bit of, bite in my questions.
Grace, this is why I'm not going to be hiring you to work for my work. Whereas Joe Rogan is going to be heading up a new project, because he is going to be an honorary doctor.
An honorary doctor? Wow.
What?
He has the pulse on the people, and that's what doctors do. They take the pulse. So he's more than qualified.
I see. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Do you believe that traditional cancer treatments work, or do you think people should go holistic? What do you think about that?
There's no such thing as cancer. And not only that, people should be trying to get the measles because it will cure their cancer. You might laugh, but I actually said that. That was an actual quote from me.
Yeah. The way you connect dots that are not connected is just like I've never seen that before. Connecting dots that are completely.
That's why I'm in this position, because I see so much more than other people. And that's why you need people like me who are visionaries.
You're visionary. Well, the visions have to be accurate and good for the good of humanity. When they're not like that, I wouldn't call you a visionary. I would call you I'm not going to say what I would call you, because then you're not going to come to my next show.
Well, also, you're going to get kicked off of YouTube if you say it.
Oh, you're gonna make a call, RFK? Really?
Well, I don't have to call the worms doing it.
Did you name your worm?
I've got a direct line to Elon.
They do. Well, that explains a lot. Yeah. What happened to Elon with Doge or Doji or whatever the hell that's called? What happened?
Oh, no, he's still doing great work. But he's keeping a little bit of a low profile now on account.
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't like him. I mean, I told him I'm not going to put him on the autism registry.
Are you trying to protect him? Because I don't think you have good plans for that autism registry thing.
We're going to see what happens with that. I mean, when has a list of disabled people ever gone wrong before?
And also, I took offense. I know a lot of people that have autism. I even dated a person that was in the spectrum, and they're incredible humans. So why did you say that they can't even wipe their own butt? That's not accurate.
I only said that about 25% of them.
Oh, really? I think it was projection. Do you think you can wipe your own butt?
I don't have to anymore because I'm the secretary.
They wipe your butt.
But I now have people who do that for me.
You do. Even when you're not in power, you have like a butler or something that wipes your butt.
I'm always in power.
Well, if somebody's wiping your butt, that means you can't wipe it yourself. So
No, it doesn't mean that at all. Some people do that just because for their pleasure. People are into all kinds of things.
Mm.
Let me just say this. America, I love you. I do. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I love you. And it might be a fucked up kind of love, but some people are into that.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like an abusive love, really. Like you think you care, but you're really kind of abusing.
That's your opinion, Grace.
I have a lot of opinions. Yes, of course.
I know. You have opinions, and I have the truth. So
you have the truth. Wow. And how about the worm? Does the worm think it has the truth too?
Like I said, that's between me and the worm. Right? The worm is, under Secret Service protection. It's closed.
And
what's the worm's name? Did you name it?
That's also between me and the worm.
It's classified, Jenny.
Okay.
Classified information.
That's protected information. And I don't want people starting like a Twitter or Instagram channel for my brain worm. That's it. No, I'm not doing that. But I will say this, my job, Americans, you need to take care of your own health. Okay, you need to be independent. You need to be self-sufficient, and my job is to foster that by destroying public health.
That's kind of like a paradox. You're destroying public health, and you want us to be healthy. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's my job, and so good luck, people. That's what I want to say. Good luck.
Wow. Yeah, you just thrive when you don't make sense, do you? Yeah, I think you do. You thrive when you don't make sense and you have goofy theories.
Grace, I make perfect sense to myself.
Sorry.
There's no issue here.
Yeah, yes, definitely. I don't have worms though in my brain.
How it gets interpreted by your brain.
My brain is free of worms, by the way.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Oh, they would talk to me if I had worms. Believe me.
You're swimming in sewage.
Maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe not making sense will make me successful. I don't know. Do you think that not making sense and having these wacky theories is making you successful?
Like I said, I make perfect sense. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Are people leaving? I don't like that. I'm not enjoying that. Why would anyone leave? Me.
I don't know. They had something else to do, I think.
It was Leah.
Okay.
Leah's going up to my hotel room.
Leanne, you mean?
Whoever. Whoever. I'm not going to remember her tomorrow anyway. So.
You won't. I know. Well, yeah. Yeah. Does the worm approve of the women you sleep with? Does it's like, yeah, go for it, or sometimes it's like, no.
I don't need the worm's approval. That's really more of an issue between me and the snake.
The snake? What snake are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, the anaconda.
Oh, yeah, right. Sure. Yeah. Let's pretend we believe you, RFK. Yes.
So listen, I have another gig coming up. What else?
Anybody has questions for RFK?
What is the secret to health?
Good question.
I think I've already covered that. You gotta swim in sewage. Try every thing that you see on by influencers. Buy all the supplements. Spend a lot of money. If it sounds crazy, do it.
You should have that on a t-shirt, RFK. You don't wear t-shirts though, do you? Do you wear t-shirts or mostly?
No, I like to be bare-chested mostly.
Bare-chested, yeah.
And barefooted.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I saw there was an Instagram post. Your wife posted you showering in the background. Do you think she's proud of your body?
Cheryl. What did I say about Cheryl? She sees how unbelievable I am. You're unbelievable. I am. Yeah. She seems very supportive of you, which a wife should be, right? Yeah. Well, I'm going to get her a gig over at the Kennedy Center.
Oh, really? What kind of gig?
Well, she's going to perform with the military band, just the white ones, but yeah, and maybe Kanye.
Maybe. What do you think about what Kanye says about being an NAZI?
Oh, is that one of those words you can't say on YouTube?
I'm just trying. Yes, a schmatzi.
Yeah, he's a brave guy.
Brave?
I say he's brave because, I guess he doesn't realize that the first people that the Nazis killed were the mentally ill. Yeah.
Do you think he's mentally ill?
I mean.
Oh, because he's in the spectrum? That's not a mental illness. The spectrum, being autistic is not a mental illness.
Who said Kanye was autistic?
I think he says that.
Well,
you need to update your information.
I met with him this week, so I'll check. We're gonna have some roadkill together. So.
Oh wow!
I know, but Kanye's he's good people. Yeah.
Oh really? Somebody who's an NAZI is good people.
Donald
loves him.
Donald loves him, and I love Donald, so therefore.
It kind of all makes sense. The kind of people you love. Yeah, it all makes sense. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, RFK Jr., for being here. We don't want to hold you any longer because I know you have stuff to do, and your worm is also, probably needs to eat, even though it's dead. I'm sure you eat it. Oh, wow. See?
Oh, shit.
That was the worm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think you think he's dead, and it's a boy. I don't know why I think the worm is a boy.
Of course it's a boy. Yeah, I'm not going to have a girl in there.
You're not going to have a girl. Well, maybe he needs to have a girl there. Maybe he's lonely.
Yeah.
Or maybe another boy. I don't know what his sexual orientation is.
Yeah, well, we're not, we don't believe in that. The only gender affirming, the only hormones we're going to pay for is for men like me.
Oh, really? Not for women?
Well, like we're not going to cover it for trans people or women. We're going to cover Viagra. We're going to cover testosterone for men. And that's good medicine.
What about boob jobs?
Yeah, what we're looking into right now actually is to cover, a boob job for the back. So this way, we can enjoy our partners from behind. So that's good for her. And that's good for him.
Right. It's all about the straight white men, right? It's all about helping them.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It's not fair. It's not right, but that's my belief system. So yeah. Well,
maybe the next time around, the next iteration of the planet will be different. But for now,
it's straight white males. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bingo.
We kind of noticed that. Yes. I think everybody is noticing it.
Yeah, it's only right. I mean, we have all the best ideas. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I have to go.
Yeah, I know you have to go, RFK, and you got to feed yourself and that worm. So get a companion for your worm. I would suggest that.
I'll do some drug experiments on myself.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Can I ask one quick question?
Yes.
Last question.
Are you familiar with Betsy Salkind, the comedian? And what is your opinion of her, if you are?
Here's what I'm going to say is, I hope she has some good friends for when Christie's ICE people show up at her house.
Wow, you're a vengeful man, aren't you? All right, blink twice if you're Betsy Salkind. Yeah. Thank you so much, Betsy. You're amazing, and thank you for
Yay, Betsy!
answering all the questions. And thank you so much. All right, you guys, this was Love Gone Funny with our special guest, RFK Jr. And we do this once a month. The next show is going to be on June 20th. Let me see. Let me double check. I think that's the date. Yes, June 20th at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Tune in. You can, just look at the shows here. I think Plausible sends you emails and updates you on all the shows. So thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. And
thank you, Grace.
You're so welcome. And I will see you guys soon next time.
And first time on Plausible. What a cool thing.
I know.
Yeah, it is cool.
Right? By the way, Betsy and Jenny, I'm booking Delancey Foundation. If you guys want to do it, let me know. I'm going to get another date for next month. I'm doing the show tomorrow for the first time. It's a great, great audience. It's kind of like a halfway house for people who are in prison. So they're like hungry for laughs. So it's really good.
That's my
I know. They would love. I'm going to ask and see if we can do RFK there because they have a very strict rules. Like there, we can't curse for sure. We can't. I know, no alcohol. No
people in prison never curse. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but they're trying to get reformed, quote unquote. So we can ask RFK what he thinks of all that next time when he does the show. That's going to be fun. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I love you.